Hello and welcome to this episode. This episode we have slipped into the kitchen and I'm going to show you how to make my homemade slaw. This is a recipe I used to use all the time when I had my own cafe, and it's a recipe that is linked in with an episode of Historic Cooking, episode 3, which will be coming out soon, depending on what time you watch this. So I hope you enjoy. So this is what you need to make my homemade slaw. Well, actually we're going to add one more thing. We're going to make our own mayonnaise. So here we have some mustard, lemon, garlic, eggs and some salt. Oh wait, I've forgotten one quite crucial thing. We need some veg oil as well. You can use any kind of neutral oil, but I prefer to use vegetable oil. So actually this is all we need to make the mayonnaise. First of all, get your lemon and roll it with your palm of your hand just to kind of release the juices. Then cut it in half and just squeeze out the juice. I like to use a fine mesh sieve just to try and catch some of the pips. Then add a sprinkling of salt and a good old heap of mustard. I prefer to use French mustard for making my own mayonnaise. Then it depends on how much you like garlic. I quite like garlic for my mayo, so I add 3 cloves of garlic. So yeah, you just cut the top and the bottom off of your garlic, give it a light press, and then the skins just come off so much easier. Next, get a microplane or a very fine grater and then just grate your garlic. Then make sure you scrape off the rest of the garlic that's on your grater because you want to make sure you've got all of that garlic. Then you want to add 2 eggs. And then using a hand blender, blend all of this together. Once that is all incorporated, you want to slowly pour the oil into your mix. I try and get the oil to hit the side of the blender just so it gently layers on top of your of the egg mix that you've already done. Once all your oil's in, then you want to start blending it on high. You can see it starts to emulsify and you start getting that white lovely mayonnaise right at the bottom. Then you slowly bring out the hand blender and it'll keep incorporating and then until you've got a lovely mayonnaise. Once you make your own mayonnaise, you will never want to buy shop bought mayonnaise again. You can add as much lemon and as much garlic as you like. I've got myself a little squirty bottle so that I can put it in there and then I can just add it for anything that I want garlic mayonnaise on the side. So now let's get cracking with our coleslaw. Take 1 onion and you want to take the top off and then cut it in half. Just makes it a lot easier to peel this way. And then we just take the end off and then very thinly slice it. So we're going to do something with the onion that is not always necessary, but I quite like onion, but sometimes my body doesn't always like raw onion. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 1 lime and we're just going to roll it just to get the juices loose, and then we're going to squeeze the juice of lime into the onion, and then we're just going to give that a good squeeze as well. Really make sure the lime juice is mixed well with the onion. What the lime does is help cook the onion a little bit with the acid, and it helps break up some of the proteins and stuff that sometimes disagree with people. So that's a really good tip if you can't really eat raw onion yourself. Next we get our cabbage and we take some of the outer leaves off. And then very carefully trying to chop it in half. This table is a bit wobbly, as you can see. Then you want to thinly slice this. If you want, you can use a mandolin, but I prefer using a knife and just really thinly slicing this. Then pop it all into a large bowl. Next, get the beetroot. Now, this is something I do with round things when I'm cutting them. I always take 1 slice off just to give myself a flat edge, and then I slice it up, and then I've just kind of diced it again so I've got like long strips of beetroot. If you want, you could grate this, but this is just how I prefer making my coleslaw. Next, add the onions that have been sitting in the lime juice, and I've forgotten one of the kind of key ingredients. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Fennel. I really enjoy adding a bit of fennel seeds to this coleslaw. It helps give it this completely different flavour. And then add your homemade mayonnaise. Trust me, making your own homemade mayonnaise is totally worth it. You can give it a mix with a spatula like I'm doing here, but to be honest, I prefer using my hands. So give that a really good scrunch, make sure that everything's really incorporated, and there you go. You've got a homemade coleslaw. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to check out the full episode of Historic Cooking, which will be on the Herbert's YouTube page. I'll leave links down below. And also check out my behind the scenes video as well. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.